Today I'll talk about advertising. This is one of the mode of marketing communication, and this lecture is part of my series of lectures on marketing management. This is my lecture outline. First I will give introduction, then I will talk about advertising message, followed by advertising media in detail. Then I'll talk about media scheduling and online advertising. Then I'll talk about advertising research and measuring advertising effectiveness. And finally, I'll talk about legal and ethical issues in advertising. The word advertising comes from the Latin word meaning to turn the mind towards. Successful advertising has two important components, a marketing foundation and a persuasive communication. There are certain important questions which we need to consider before starting a work on advertising. First is what kind of product is it? Identify generic product category. Who are the people going to use it? Identify the market segment. What are the special attributes of the product and how is the consumer going to benefit after using it? Who are the competitors? What is their promise? On what occasions and how frequently this product would be used? Identify prospect requirements. How is this product different from the other in the same product category, or is it a new product intrinsically? What would you like your customers to perceive this brand as? What position should it take? So these are the questions, and after having answers of these questions, we should start the work on advertising. Role of advertising, it is a vehicle of direct impact. It is a tool for seeking information. It is a link between communication and consumer needs. It is a tool that aims to modify attitudes and a vehicle to reinforce the attitudes. Now, advertising message. Message presentation can be central or peripheral presentation. It can be rational or emotional appeal presentation. Message can be one-sided message or two-sided message. If the audience initially favors the communicator's position, then one-sided communication that stresses only favorable information is most effective. However, if the audience is critical, if the audience is well educated, if the audience is likely to hear opposing claims, then two-sided, that is reputational message is most effective. Before an advertisement appears in public, two activities must be undertaken. One is message design, that is, what is that we want to say, and the other is message development and execution. How do we want to say it? So first one is message design and marketing objectives. So one of the objective is informing our customers what is there for sale. Then creating brand awareness, then getting our customers to buy the product, that is persuasion, and reducing their uneasiness after the purchase is made. So post-purchase uneasiness should be reduced using advertisements messages. So what is creativity? Creativity is the quality of being able to produce original work or ideas by human intelligence and imagination in any field. And originality and improvisation both are important. So what are the important elements in print advertising or the message? So message, important elements are size and shape of message, headline of message, illustration, aspect of message, body copy, and color and composition. I'll talk about each one of these in detail. Size and shapes include lines, curves, points, square, rectangle, triangle, circle. Headline. Identify in the headline the kind of product which is being advertised. Promise in the headline some benefits. We can add some element of news in the headline. We should include the brand name in the headline. We must include unique selling propositions in the headline. And we should create an element of curiosity so that the audience or reader reads further. We should set the headline and indeed the whole advertisement in lowercase because capital letters are much harder to read. And we should use second person language, that is you. Illustration in advertisement message include graphics, drawings, photographs. In body copy, we need to handle any weakness of the product in imaginative way. This style has two advantages. It informs the customer better about the product, and this makes him more confident. And also, handling of weakness prevents the competitors from attacking the product at its weak point. Then composition. Composition is the manner of arrangement of its different constituents. Various terms include movement. Movement is the way the material is read by the audience. Balance is the arrangement of elements as they are positioned on the page. That is left side of the optical center versus the right side and above the optical center versus the below. There are two kinds of balance, formal and informal. Then we can use contrast and emphasis. We should have good amount of proportions in various elements. And even if there is contrast and enhancement, there should be unity. Unity is the advertisement's bonding agent. And there should be continuity. Continuity refers to the relationship of one advertisement to the rest of the marketing campaign. And there should be clarity, simplicity, and we should use the white space judiciously. Then what are the steps of message writing? We should first determine the medium which is to be used. We should identify the audience. We should create a headline. We should include a hook. Hook is very important to engage our audience to continue reading. We should list a problem and show a solution. We should always consider to include a quote or testimonial from customers. We should use statistics, visuals, and we should be concise and keep paragraphs short, and we can perform A/B testing of our body message. Then I'll talk about advertising media. The users of media, that is advertisers and audience. Media is the mix of mediums that carry the advertiser's message and constitutes as a vital link between the company and the customers. Media planning is the process of designing a strategic course of action that shows how advertising space and time can be used to present message in order to achieve the advertiser's goal. The specific tasks of media can be expressed in terms of three brand objectives, that is brand growth, brand share maintenance, and protection from inroads. There are two types of media for communication. One is mass media, the other is interpersonal media. So these are mass media and this is interpersonal media. So mass media include television, radio, newspaper, magazine, outdoor media, aerial media, airport advertising media, railway media. And off-the-wall media include advertising via telephone, aerial banner lights, balloons, copter media, handbills, litter receptacles, paper book advertising, shopping bag. taxi cab advertising, theater screen advertising, and interpersonal media include public meetings, lectures, group discussions, demonstrations. These are one-to-one media basically. So media options include medium as medium relates to the physical form and attributes of the medium. Medium as vehicle means that to whom you can reach out to and to how many people you can reach out, also where and at what cost. Medium as message relates to issues like the environment the medium offers and personality of the medium. Major considerations in media selection include what kind of consumers does the advertiser wish to reach, what kind of message dispersion is required. So should the message strive to reach smaller audience but more frequently, or bigger audience that reach it less often? What kind of seasonal and or regional concentration is required for advertising? What attribute should be inherent in a selected medium? Media environment, nature of media, context of use, way of using it, physical characteristics of media, duration, scope of extended arguments, color, movement, reproduction quality, scope of gaining attention, and media effectiveness. So these are some of the basically considerations while selecting a media. Then media choice, selectivity, geographic selectivity, and class selectivity and flexibility. Brand versus media personality. This is important. Brand appeal, sensory appeal, rational appeal, emotional appeal versus media. Product positioning, consumer buying system, and media. Media strategy is the overall game plan which is geared towards strengthening the communication while countering any move the competition may have. Four basic elements of media strategy statement are media mix, usage of media, geographic allocation, scheduling, strategy. So the media planning is a process of designing a course of action that shows how advertising time and space will be used to contribute to the achievement of marketing objectives. So media planning answers the following questions: when, that is the timing of ad publication; which, that is the selection of the media; how, the coordination in media planning; how much, the budgeting of the ad resources. So the situation analysis, marketing strategy plans, and creative strategy plan, they lead to setting of media objectives. Then we determine media strategy in terms of selection of media class, selection of media within class, and certain media use decisions in broadcast, print, and other media. Setting media objectives. The There are broadly five elements in media objective statement, that is target audience, geographic concentration, timing considerations, reach, frequency, and creative requirements. Finally, a little bit about media scheduling. The following six types of schedules are available: steady pulse, seasonal pulse, period pulse, erratic pulse, startup pulse, promotional pulse. So, if anyone is interested, they can search Google for these terms. And finally, we should analyze reach, frequency, and continuity. Then, very brief about online advertising. So, additional points for message writing for digital advertising include optimization for search engines, adding keywords, use of persona, link to a website or a landing page. These are additional considerations for a digital advertising message. Types of online advertisements include paid search advertising, that is search engine optimization, social media advertising, email advertising, and target marketing or retarget marketing. What are the advantages of online advertising? We can focus on a particular target market more precisely. There is less expenditure and there is improved customer interaction. And we can choose from various available formats from text, image, and video formats, etc. Then advertising research. Advertising research broadly serves two purposes, provides direction and provide benchmark for measuring success and failure. So what are the measurement categories? One is awareness measurement, that is measure of knowledge without reference to source. We can measure this among our customers. Recall measurement, the amount of knowledge consumer directly relates to the advertising. It may be unaided recall or aided recall. Attitude measurement, attitude tests are also used to measure changes in consumer perceptions of a brand or degree of acceptance of various claims made in the advertising, and we can use these methodologies. Then preference measurement or brand usage measurement, a series of questions about past, present, and future brand usage. So these are the things which we can measure in our advertising research. Research can be broadly classified into pre-testing, post-testing, copy testing. Copy testing techniques include qualitative research, that is focus groups, audience impressions of the ad, open-ended questions, adjective checklist, or physiological measures like eye camera, pupillometrics, or conjugately programmed analysis of advertising. And finally, we can research about media. There is, in addition, a custom research which include television rating points or TVRs, press readership, and stars tests. Stars tests throw light on the correct size of the advertisement, difference in impact in case of left-hand page versus right-hand page, difference in impact when using color advertisement versus black and white advertisement. Then about measuring advertising effectiveness. Effectiveness is the measure of gap between results and objectives. The advertising evaluation process is frequently called accountability. Reasons to evaluate the advertising campaign include to determine if the objectives set for the advertising campaign were met, to quantify the return on the campaign investment, to use the results of effectiveness research to make changes, additions, or completely alter course of future campaign. And what are the issues in measuring advertising effectiveness? Most advertising have soft objectives, so it is difficult to measure. And there is also difficulty in measurement over time. Then multiple advertising and marketing variables create challenges in measuring advertising effectiveness, and the problems of human memory is always there. So these are certain issues in measuring advertising effectiveness. So what all to measure? We have already seen that there are these four components: awareness, recall, attitude, and preference. Then there are certain sales activities which you can measure, that is rewards of sale to consumer, that like practical benefits, sensory benefits, ego satisfaction, or social approval. Below the line activities like trade schemes, consumer schemes. Above the line activity like mass media advertising. Today we are discussing about advertising and short-term advertising trend. What are the methods to measure advertising effectiveness? One is day after recall, then coincidental studies, and we can do tracking studies. So finally, legal and ethical issues. First of all, legal aspects. Various laws and acts in India are Indian Penal Code 1860, Indian Post Office Act 1898, Customs Act 1962, Young Persons Harmful Publications Act 1956, Children Act 1960, Indecent Representation of Women Prohibition Act 1986, Emblems and Names Prevention of Improper Use Act 1950, Prevention of Insult to the National Honor Act 1971, Drug and Magic Remedies Objectionable Advertisement Act 1954, Price Competition Act 1955, Price Jet Money Circulation Schemes Banning Act 1978. So these are some of the relevant acts to advertising as far as India is concerned. Then the ethical aspects include the All India Radio Code for commercial advertising, the code for commercial advertising on Doordarshan. So this is about radio, this is about television. The advertising industry has also evolved a code of ethics. Then finally, Ross D. Petty provides a new concept framework consisting of 5 stages of an advertising challenge. And this is from this journal, this article. The first stage is initiation of challenge, then interpretation, then assessment of deception, verification, and remediation, that is penalty, if any, and intention. So I think this is all for today on advertising. Thank you very much.